Happy Monday. Hope you had a really good weekend. Today we're going to look at revising your paper, your Landform paper. I'm going to give you some tips and tricks that I learned on how to revise your papers. It is very important that you do this. Even the best writers make mistakes, okay? And you'll help your grade if you go back and find those mistakes and make changes to those papers. I know it seems like, hey, I did it. This is all I can do. But if you go back and do some of my tricks, then you will see that, you can find some errors and make changes to them so you can get a better grade. And since this is for 2 classes, your grade is kind of a big deal. And the other thing is the works cited page. So we talked about how to cite sources last week, and you're going to put those all onto one separate page. It gets its own page with a title, works cited, to give credit where credit is due on where you found your information so that we make sure that we are not plagiarizing. Okay, some tips, tricks, help for editing a paper. The best thing, this is kind of why I planned it on a Monday, it was on purpose, is to not have looked at it all weekend, to take time away from the paper, and then to come back to it and look at it. And it's not as fresh in your mind, so you're not putting in words that you are thinking but aren't typing. And you will be able to catch some mistakes that you made. So you do have to read back through your paper. Starting at the beginning, working through the end, you have to read back through it, okay? These aren't real long. If it was a longer paper, I maybe would do number 2 where you take stages. You still can. Read a paragraph, take a break, do something, read the next paragraph. It keeps you focused so that by the time you get to the conclusion or the 4th paragraph, you're not thinking about something else and not paying attention to your paper. So doing it in stages is a good idea too. Read it out loud. Did you notice with classroom serial, when I read it out loud to you guys, you catch those errors a little bit easier? When you hear it, you'll hear mistakes and errors that you don't catch just by looking at the paper and reading it. You have the advantage of being at home right now. Perfect opportunity for you to read it out loud. You want to take it a step further? Record yourself reading it and listen to that recording because you will catch mistakes and errors that need to be fixed. Let's see, other big ones that apply to you guys. Oh, the number 1 trick that I love telling you guys, because I learned it not until college, and I wish someone had taught me it earlier, is, and I learned it from my creative writing teacher, who's the best. Read your paper backwards. Sounds crazy. And I don't mean like backwards. I mean read the last sentence of your paper, then read the second to last sentence of your paper, and just keep working through the sentences backwards. You will be amazed at how much easier it is to find the mistakes that are in your papers when you do it that way. Kind of tricks your brain, I think, is why that works so well. And that's just how you edit it. You are going to find mistakes. You are going to find errors. If you don't, then I question if you're actually focused in and paying attention to your paper. So the next thing then is that works cited paper. You can see that. Which is not on here right now. Okay, well, I'll talk through it. Essentially, and this is posted on Google Classroom for you to see, for your works cited paper, you just need to make sure that you have sources, okay? That you at least use 2 different websites to get your information. And then you will cite those 2 different websites on a works cited page. I'm going to type out a works cited page for you guys. Open Docs real quick. So again, your works cited page is a separate page. So like what we did with the cover page where it was all by itself, your works cited page is going to be all by itself too. So you're going to have to hit return after your last conclusion paragraph. Oh, there we go. After your last conclusion paragraph, until you get to a new page. So hopefully you have print layout turned on so that you can do that. And then you're going to put at the title, top, the title centered, which is going to just be works cited. Sorry, slow computer today, of course. Already made a mistake. So you're gonna center that on your paper. You can bold it if you want, doesn't matter. So that is the title of this separate page. Underneath that, you will type in your sources. And keep going. So you should have 2 of them. They need to be in alphabetical order, just depending on whatever word is first. You would put them in alphabetical order to do that. I reattached the format for those. Remember, that was on page 3, number 4. But it is attached back in there, and you just plug your information into that. And that is your Works Cited page. So if you have questions, again, I will be available for Zoom today at 10:30. And I think that's it. Good luck. Can't wait to read these papers.